Good morning, Lock Pod. How we doing?
Good morning.
Well, that was exciting.
Yes.
Brett, throw it in there. Maybe you could fix it because that was a bad start.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah, that was.
You got to get in that mic, Brett.
You got to get up in that mic.
Yeah, move that
Sorry,
thing
it's
around.
my first time in here.
Move it to your
Good
mouth.
morning, Lockpod.
Good
Be
morning,
nice.
everybody.
It's his first time.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's talk about that
Ew.
real quick. Obviously, Tom and Kevin aren't here today. You have better hosts.
Much better.
I would like to say.
Much better. I think their show is done after this. Season 5, episode
Let's wrap it
14.
up, guys.
Depending on the ratings of the show, we might end up being the new host. I don't know. Let's see where this goes. Okay.
What is the record? What do we need to break?
Oh man, how many views or how many viewers like live? Because right now we're losing the viewers live.
right,
Need everyone
Brett,
to tune in quick.
right up to your mouth, Brett.
12.
It's clear he's never been in front of a mic
Yeah,
before.
get all up in
First
its
timer here.
business.
Move the mic to you. It's on an arm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you go. Get it
it's
up,
okay, yeah.
up and down, away, close.
Yeah,
you know what I
We're
mean?
good.
It's stereo. It's like stereo visually. Just move.
This has to be uncomfortable for Brett because I've seen at least 12 other McDermotts in here, and I know like Aaron, his brother, for example, has been here 3 times now.
Yep.
So Brett, how many times have you been on the show?
I haven't even seen this room yet. So.
You haven't even seen the show yet.
Last time I was here, it was Greater Indiana title, so it's nice to see the room where all the magic happens.
So the first time you were invited on the show was when Tom wasn't here.
Yeah, he prefers me not to see him in here, and
This is hilarious.
I mean, I'm not trying to
Nice.
cause a rift or anything like that, but obviously something's going on.
I guess I'm not the favorite brother. I'm always told I'm the favorite son, but I guess I'm not the favorite brother.
You know,
It's
maybe
clear
they
that's
hold
Aaron.
a lot of resentment against you for being the favorite son.
Yeah, so they got to get me back some other way.
I've heard
so.
stories that when Tom is out with Brett, that every once in a while they'll say to him, "Oh, is this your son?" Is that not true?
He does look like my dad. There's a pretty big age difference, so he doesn't like when that happens.
How
but
many years is it between you guys? I feel like I
what's
should know
there,
this.
16?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, you and I are pretty close to the same age.
Yeah, I'm closer to age than to Brett than.
Well, you and Lindsay
is
are
too.
brother and sister, right?
Some people think so, yeah.
I know Phil briefly mentioned this, but I don't want to skim over this. How offensive is it to you, Brett, that the one time Tom invites you on the show, Tom knows he's not going to be here himself?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty offensive. But
Where is Tom?
he knows
What's
we'll
going
take
on?
all the...
That's the question. Yeah, Tom and Kevin are not here today. I think we should probably talk a little bit about that before we kind of get into the show.
Yep. Let
And
everybody know what's up.
for those that are tuning in today, we don't have the hard-hitting political talk that you typically get from Tom and Kevin, but I think we're going to have some fun. We have several things we're going to talk about. But let's start with, where are Tom and Kevin? And the answer to that is they're on their way to Indianapolis. Today, so when anytime somebody files for a candidacy in Indiana, you have an opportunity to challenge that filing. And I think you can challenge it under a lot of different,
Right.
issues or circumstances or whatever it is that you want to put in front of the election board. And when you do that, when you get challenged, like Tom was, his candidacy was, you have to go down to Indianapolis and defend yourself and answer the questions and whatever somebody brings up. As I understand it, one of the candidates that he's running against challenged and said that he copied some of the signature, certified signature, I don't know if you call it cards or
Like
paper.
photocopy the sheets, right?
Absolutely.
Supposed to be originals or something?
Mm-hmm.
You
Have to be original. They have to be filled out properly.
This is, who was the one that challenged it
I believe it's one of his opponents
in the primary?
in the primary, Democratic opponent.
Oh.
But don't
Democrat.
they don't have enough signatures, period. So why bring that attention
Yeah.
on yourself?
And that's being challenged. Tom mentioned that. They're being challenged.
They were both challenged. Both of the other candidates that filed to run against Tom in the primary did not have, at least I was told, did not have the required number of signatures per congressional district to actually meet the rules to file.
Right. But
So-
they filed anyways.
They filed anyway. And as I understand it, when you sign
Well,
that paper,
why not?
yeah, right. You know what?
Let's try.
Let's throw caution in the wind, and when you sign the paper, I think you're actually certifying that you met all the requirements, which is the strange part of that,
Right.
if you ask me.
So there's, I think Kevin said there's 33 challenges or something today. So, and that's not just Tom's race. That's
Right.
all over the state. So it should be a fun day. How are they? Dude, isn't 65 like messed up? I mean,
65 is bad.
65 has been a parking lot. They said pretty much all night there's been cars on there for the last 9 hours or something. So I don't know how you get to Indianapolis without 65, but they will work their way around somehow.
Well, Paul Goddard, who's been on the show before, put something out, I want to say at like 4:30 this morning, and he said, do not get on 65. They don't have enough tow trucks to get all the cars off once they get on. So, but one thing I want to hit on, John, before we even switch to that is everybody, well, at least 4 out of 5 of us in this room were involved with getting signatures for Tom's campaign. Right? Myself and John and Brett all walked door to door in a lot of the different communities. And, you know, I can speak for myself. I went to South Bend. I went to Kokomo. I went to Bloomington. And we walked and knocked door to door trying to get signatures for Tom. And
It was cold.
oh, man. Was
why
not,
wouldn't we wait until the dead of winter to do this? You know,
I think
Bloomington Blitz, is that's what that's supposed to?
Bloomington Blitz, the Kokomo Crush, the South Bend Slammer. There was like a Fort Wayne front or something like that, but I was not involved with that one.
yeah.
And then, so I'm saying that we walked and knocked door to door. Steve was involved with getting the actual signatures certified with the clerks of those counties before you could turn them in.
Which is what makes this so weird because, you know, you guys are physically getting the people, watching them sign these signatures, you know, over 500 per congressional district. And then those of us that are taking them actually to the clerk's office and watching the clerk go line by line by line, verifying each signature, and then stamping their approval on the back saying, okay, this is, you know, these are all real things. I don't know how you possibly challenge Tom in order just to be
I don't understand
difficult.
it either.
That's a good point because the clerk's certifying them before you even take them in.
Yeah.
I asked Kevin that. I said, well, when you go down here, I don't know that they've had to go through this process before, so it's probably going to be new to them. And it's not at the State House, but it's in a building just either south of the State House, I think. It's at the I don't know what the actual building
It's either
name
north,
is.
east, south, or west of the
One
state.
of those
vicinity.
4 directions, hopefully. But obviously it's in front of the elections board. But I asked that. If you're going to say that somebody copied signatures, I would assume you have to have some sort of proof.
Right. Should be interesting.
And they don't have any proof. So it's going to be, and you know, like you were saying, Brett, it was freezing. Typically, if there's no COVID, I think big groups of Democrats get together in the different counties across the state. You get a bunch of signatures at one time. It's a much easier process. Because of COVID, that wasn't happening. And that's why, in the end, we ended up having to walk door to door and, you know, talk to people. And it was freezing cold outside.
Yeah, and it's still not an easy process. I think when you originally hear that you got to get 500 signatures in each district, you're like, that's not too bad. But by the time you go to somebody's door, you knock, takes them a minute to answer the door, takes them a minute to fill out the sheet if they want to. You know, half the people aren't home, so it's quite the process.
And with COVID, a lot of people probably, I would imagine, didn't even want to answer the door. They said, no, thanks. You know, have a good day.
Many times.
Was that really an issue down in southern Indiana?
Many times people would like poke their head out their curtain and then they just disappear.
And then they would just, I do that.
Would you
Anytime
answer-
somebody
I think
comes
that
to
was
my
just
front
Phil.
door-
No, exactly. Would you answer the door if you looked out and saw Phil? That's the thing. I wouldn't.
I mean,
I
I'm
don't
like,
trust him.
I'm knocking on the door like, I saw
Those
you.
beady eyes.
I saw you look out the window.
It's just something about
Like,
him. His
what is
soulless
this guy
gaze.
selling?
It was kind of, it hurt your feelings a little bit.
Already have a
I'm not gonna
vacuum.
lie to
Thank you.
But then you'd also have the people, they'd open their door. They're like, oh, come on and get out of the cold. Here, I'll fill it out in here. And you're like, we really shouldn't go in anybody's houses. Just, you know, if you'd fill
Right.
it out, you're doing us, you know, we're getting a mission accomplished. So, but it was actually, it also made me kind of remember that most people in this country are just down to earth, normal, just want to have, you know, a good family, have fun, have a job that pays. Because, you know, we see a lot of like ultra left wing stuff. We see a lot of ultra right wing stuff. We forget about that most of us, like 90% of society, are just normal people that are just, you know, good people that are trying to do the right thing.
Right.
I was surprised how many people said like they weren't necessarily Democrat, but they still thought it was fair and right to, you know, get someone else on the ballot. You're absolutely right, Phil. Like what we hear from the mainstream media is not necessarily what's reflective of people you meet every day.
Right.
So.
No, and I agree with you 100%. There were a lot of people out there. Yeah, there were people that would say, I'm a Republican, but I like competition. I like people, having an opportunity and actually stepping up and going through this process, because it's not an easy process to go through.
Or even more, they see Tom speak, right? And I think that's where a lot of people switch over, right? They don't really know too much about Tom, especially in Southern Indiana. Maybe they're just, they're going to a first time that they're seeing him, but then they see him speak and they're like, okay, this guy, he knows his stuff and he's a real person and he knows what he's talking about.
He
so
says 4-letter words often.
Yes.
Only on his podcast, Lindsay. Not as much in real life.
So, Phil, Dean is in the chat.
Okay.
And there's a rumor going around.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Oh,
Dean says
no.
the rumor is the signatures being challenged were those turned in by Phil. Is there any?
Okay.
Is there any?
You got to nip this rumor in the bud.
Yeah, you
bro.
need to address this head on.
This is
Okay, Mr.
important.
Button. I will
Baton.
remember that.
I think it's baton.
Mr.
Batons.
Baton.
French.
If we're gonna, just call people out, I feel like whenever we did these blitzes, that I was always the top signature getter.
Wow.
But I mean,
Wow.
who's
All
really
of Phil's
These
sheets
are
tell
counting.
him.
That still doesn't necessarily refute the rumor, though.
Well, okay.
Uh-huh.
I might have wrote a few.
Whoa.
Phil, why do all your sheets have different names of like Will Ferrell characters in the
For legal reasons, Phil's remarks were jokes.
Yeah, same one with the
Yes.
left hand.
You may want to
Just kidding around. Yes. No, but there was a time, like, I think it was in South Bend, and Marissa McDermott was obviously walking for Tom as well. And we all got back to the restaurant afterwards. That was the best part of the whole thing, is kind of getting back afterwards and saying, wow, look what we accomplished today. But there was a time where Marissa had more signatures than my partner and I, but then we had to divide by the amount of people that went knocking on the door. So we won by average. So sorry, Marissa, that we won that day. But
What was
anyhow,
your favorite blitz?
easily, not even close, Bloomington. We had so
'Cause I
many
was there.
people. You were there, Brett. You didn't do too well, but you showed up.
I think Aaron and I took you down, actually.
I don't think that's true. But no, Bloomington was the best by far. We had so many people that came, and what was cool? Like your nephew coming, Kevin's son. Did he have two sons that helped? I think both Aiden and Ethan helped us. I mean, it was just everybody came together, and it just felt like we even talked about like making shirts that said we were involved with the Bloomington Blitz, because looking back after Tom wins this election, that's going to be a pivotal point of the campaign. That was one of the toughest districts for some reason.
Yeah.
That was late in the game, too, right? We had about a week left.
Yeah.
2 weeks left.
It was pretty close.
Phil, don't read chat today. Just don't read the chat afterwards.
Whatever.
Someone else remarks, it's actually Ben Stombaugh.
No matter what you guys say out there, I love all of you.
Phil Phelan signed 300 signatures on these papers.
Brett, you introduced me to a new drink in Bloomington.
I
called,
did.
Called
What?
the AMF.
Yep.
Yeah.
What does that stand
What'd you think
for?
about that? Adios, mother.
Well,
Oh, the AMF.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But
I
instead
know
of the
that.
big cups like we used to serve, or they used to serve down there, now they're served in pitchers. And what'd you knock out?
They served them in
2,
pitchers when
3?
I was there. But
Did
He would take
Pitchers?
down. Phil would take down half of one before he
Phil
passed
actually
out.
went with, what, 3?
3 pitchers?
I think
You
I-
drank 3 AMS?
I'm pretty sure. Now, this is spread out throughout the evening. We didn't just.
Like an hour.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys
This is
go?
a good
I haven't been to
35
Bloomington since I graduated.
It was good to be back. We went to
It was a new pizza place. It was like a brewery / pizza place, right?
probably went to Nick's, right?
Actually,
On
we,
Kirkwood.
we didn't stop by Nick's at one point. I don't know.
Okay.
People,
There's a new brewery, and then we went to
Ooh.
Brothers, and then Kilroy Sports.
Brothers Pizza.
Brother Bears.
Brother Bears. Yep.
and Brett, you
no,
actually
Mother
you went to
Bears?
Bloomington, right?
I did.
Oh yeah, it was Brother Bears.
So you knew
Felt right
the-
back at home.
You did.
Yep.
You just got right back into it. By the end of the night, after you drank so much, you went back to your old dorm room. You forgot that you have a new life now, and things have moved on.
I could be their dad now. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun. That was a good time, and it was nice working with the college kids that actually joined us, because there were quite a few of them that wanted to be involved and met us out, and that was a good experience.
Yeah.
All in.
You know what else is happening in chat? Someone's already asking for your picks.
Wow.
Oh,
Is-
hey,
is-
our score is still up here from a year and a half
I think
ago.
we do have to get to that. I think we do have to get to one of your picks.
Is there a Daytona 500? Is that
coming up here.
happening right now?
Daytona 500. Man. Who's asking me for that?
Jeff
that
Riddle
right?
wants the picks for the Daytona.
That's why Kevin and Tom are going to Indy. They're actually going to the.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, I do not have any Daytona 500 picks. I'm gonna just be straightforward. By the way, we could talk because March Madness is coming up.
Yeah.
So we could talk a little bit about that briefly. But I was one of the people that were all over the Bengals. I mean,
were you really?
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
I thought they actually could win the game, and I didn't understand why they were getting 4 or 4.5 points. And I told lots of people, and a lot of people bet against that. And I know, Brett, you were on the Bengals too.
I was.
Yeah.
John, why did you take them -3, by the way? Cost yourself some money.
Yeah. It just was a feeling. That's all.
I like it.
Yeah.
John, just so the audience knows, you can take like alternate spreads to get a bigger payout. So, John, even though the Bengals were getting like +4 or +5.5, you bet the Bengals -3.
Yes.
Do you remember what it would have paid? Because it would have paid big, I'm guessing.
-3 was like +200.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy.
So if you bet 100, you get 2. Okay. So yeah, I thought that was an easy game. So I just want to make that clear before we talk about, because I get beat up quite a bit from my picks, specifically on this show. I think it's exaggerated a little bit because I've won some picks too in my day.
Well, you were talking about March Madness. So do you have a March Madness? Because I'll make a prediction right now. I haven't heard your pick yet. In fact, I know so little about sports that I do know this about sports is that I will pick whoever you don't pick, and I am guaranteed to win.
Well, we know you know little about sports, Steve, because we have, for people that don't know, we have a little poker club that we play in. And Steve came up with a little game at Poker Club, and he wanted to pit the two quarterbacks against each other. And Brett, you experienced this as well. And Brett's like, Steve's like, we're going to play this game where we're going to take Matthew Stafford's number for the quarterback from the Rams, and we're going to take Brandon Allen's number, the quarterback from the Bengals. And I'm reading this email, and I'm like, Brandon Allen? I've never heard this name in my entire life. Is this not a true story, Steve?
This is true. This is true. But you guys just don't know the depth of which I research these teams. I happen to know that Brandon Allen's like the third string quarterback for the Bengals, and I just had a prediction he was going to get hurt.
Oh, he really is on the Bengals, huh?
He is. He is on the Bengals.
Noted. So if Burrow went down and maybe 2 more guys got hurt, then Brandon was in.
I mean, Joe Burrow, for those that aren't paying attention to football, or especially anymore, I suppose, he's one of the hottest young quarterbacks in football. They're saying he's going to be like, he is one of the best chances of becoming the next Tom Brady, I'd say in football, because he's so young. And look, he already took him to the Super Bowl. They had no offensive line, but they still almost won it. So he's one of the best. And Steve just dismissed him and put the third string quarterback in for.
Listen, when you put in who's the quarterback for the Bengals, I did not know that the roster comes up alphabetically. So Brandon Allen, QB next to his name, came up before Burrows, and that's so it was. Didn't know. I knew he was a young quarterback I had not heard of before, and there you go.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Go, Brandon.
Nice.
Wow.
That's what we're rooting for in Poker Club.
Man, it feels good to have another conservative in this room.
Oh, my
Finally.
gosh.
Well, nobody can blame you. You thought Brandon Allen was going to hit 3 home runs that day, and it just, as it turned out, you were wrong. But,
I did.
But no, March Madness. Okay, so it's coming up.
You have a pick?
I mean,
let me cue this up.
Listen,
hold on. I haven't played this song.
Tough.
I'll say something. I'll give a name, but you got to keep in mind there's still a couple weeks left. There could be injuries. There could be some changeovers. So I don't want to be like held to this for the rest of my life, Steve, which is what you're trying to do.
No,
Why are you
just till the end of March Madness?
Okay, here we go. And right now, Phil's lock of the week. March Madness.
Prepare to lose.
The lock of the week for March Madness is Gonzaga. I mean, Gonzaga.
Well, duh.
They're not going to lose this year. I mean, well,
Way
typically.
to go out on a limb on that one.
Listen,
The number 1 team in the country for
Arizona
quite some time.
is really
Arizona's
good.
playing
I've
good.
been
Auburn
born.
is really good. I think Baylor's got a really good chance this year. They have a really good team. But, some people, I'm sure locals are going to talk about Purdue a
I was
little
going
bit.
to say, let's go local then. What do you say with Purdue? How far are they going to go this year? They've had a couple big wins. They've had some upsets. So
I
where do you
could
have
see Purdue in the Final 8, and I think that's where they don't go any further. I'm a little disappointed with the talent they have on that team, and having is the guy 7'4"?
them? Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
I mean,
a couple big guys.
It's ridiculous. They have 2 of those. They have 2
Yeah.
7-footers, I think. and yet somehow they still lose games to, and everybody loses game, but they still lose some games that they shouldn't lose. And it makes me think that at some point during the tournament, they're going to have a setback. But I like Purdue.
Elite Eight, then.
Elite Eight would be my guess.
Mark it down. Elite Eight for Purdue.
Put it down.
Phil,
Gonzaga out in the Sweet 16.
Phil just single-handedly shifted the Gonzaga odds. Like, they are now favored to lose. Like, they're not even going to make it.
Absolutely. I already placed my bet just now. I put Hawaii to beat them. It's Hawaii team. Hawaii. Honolulu is going to beat them.
I would love to bet Gonzaga versus Hawaii. That would make me a very rich man.
Is that a team?
Listen, it was 2 years ago. I think it was either last year or 2 years ago. Brett, you remind me on this. The chalk team was Virginia. You remember this? It was the first.
They lost early, right?
They were the first 1 seed to ever lose in the tournament.
So 16.
Just because I'm taking one of the top teams, they could get knocked out in the first round. It's happened recently.
Stranger things have happened.
Lindsay, who you got for March Madness? Who's your team?
Golden State.
Golden State should do well in March Madness this year. I think Stephen Curry should step up in the tournament. So that's
he's going to go back to Davidson. Is that where he's from?
That's right.
When in doubt, just say California team.
An NBA California team.
Sure. I don't know what's going on.
You and Steve are probably on the same pick.
I have no idea what's happening.
Well,
right now. Are we talking college
Hawaii's
basketball?
going for sure.
Are we talking like regular basketball? What's going on?
March Madness is the college basketball tournament.
Okay, so I was not correct.
That's correct.
Okay.
You were correct in that you were not.
Oh, Lindsay.
Hey, I don't like basketball I'm the same as Dad. Like, I don't know what it is about living in Northwest Indiana. You go anywhere else in Indiana, basketball is like key. But up here, it's not nearly that important. I don't know. I feel like we're big footballers up here.
I think chat's going to explode on that one. I think
it was.
You know what?
Indiana
I
used
mean,
to be
if they
good at
want to
basketball.
fight me, then they can meet me outside.
Whoa. Catch me outside.
Lindsay,
How
when
about that?
Steve
How about
is
that?
making fun of your sports acumen, that's a problem. That's a big. This is the
No,
Brandon
that's
Allen
fine.
guy.
Hey, our score is still here.
Wow, why has that not been erased? That's
Because
from
I'm
like-
really proud of it. You went 4-10, and I'm 10-4, and
Jeez,
I
that's
would still
pathetic.
Two
kick your
seasons ago.
butt.
Wow.
What are
Wow,
those
Phil.
NFL picks?
Those
That
were-
was from not last season, but the season before, and I kept him up here because every time Phil would choose a team that would win, he was wrong, and I would just choose the opposite, and I ended up doing incredibly well. I wish I put money on it.
Or you would choose like based on colors of jerseys.
Oh yeah, sometimes the mascot was really cute, and sometimes the color scheme was really cool. Or
I wish I could argue with you, and I can't.
just to
No,
give you an
because
example.
the
This
method. It's
Lindsay, so we were at our league last week. Phil's talking about this. Now I don't think it was yours, but Phil's talking about this. Okay, this is the lock of the century. This is the pick of the decade.
I've heard this
I think
before.
it's called the pick of the century, is it, or something like that?
Yes.
The lock of the century. This one, there's no way it's going to lose. He convinced us all to make a wager on DraftKings or whatever, and we all made this wager. And very shortly after that, all our money disappeared. What's this? What was this?
It's
Pick
a
of the
conspiracy
century.
theory.
Yeah.
He works for DraftKings.
Pick of the century. So in your life and like another life, there is no bet more sure than this. That's what you're saying. This pick was okay.
All right, let's be honest with everybody. So there's a service that somebody pays for to get picks, to get like the better picks, because we can all make picks, but we're using very limited information. There are services out there that really use every statistic ever in the history of this whatever sport it may be in, and they come up with their picks. And that night at Poker Club, the guy who we get picks from put out his pick of the century, and it was some random player. I think his name was Anthony Simmons.
Yep. We'll give a little background on the play of the century. The guy hadn't missed one this year, right?
No,
he only gave about 4 of them, 5 of them.
Never lost one prior to that night. That's a good point. Plays of the year, he lost a couple. I think he was like 5-2 or something like that. But plays of the century, he was like 4-0. So it just happens that we get one that night at Poker Club, which is the worst time to get one. You got basically 30 guys that were like, guys, the pick of the century just came in.
Stop the dealing.
This is your lucky night. And it happened to be that this guy was going to score over a certain amount of points. Everybody ended up betting it, and we all lost our money.
usually a bad sign when nobody knows who this player is. That the bet's probably not going to hit.
That is a great point. Absolutely.
Have to Google his name.
Nobody knew what team he was on. He was on
Hey.
the Trailblazers, by the way.
How about some ads, and then we'll come back and talk. Tom did something pretty cool yesterday. We got to touch on. It's kind of the results of the GoFundMe he had going for a child who's fighting cancer right now. And then we got a big party this weekend, right? 219 Day coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff to hit on, but let's get through. Are you guys aware of ads on this show?
We've heard that you have to pay for this somehow, this setup.
So,
You
yeah.
guys remember that time where Phil came on the show and I made him pay us?
I put an ad in.
He did.
I put an ad in.
That's right. And,
I made him pay us full amount. Like
I wanted to.
I didn't give him a discount.
Because I wanted it read by Tom at the time. I think it was something about the Talon takeover.
Yeah, and like how it was better than Tom. That's so funny.
We needed to. You need
so
to let
funny.
people know that. Like, Steve, you sell ads, right?
I am. Yeah, I'm the business manager, which is why Latitude Commercial's not on here anymore because they didn't pay. So they're-
Who did you contact
Whoa.
anybody there?
Latitude.
I don't know.
I heard they didn't like how their ads were being read.
Sounds like a bad salesman.
I remember specifically saying that they were trying their best. So I don't know what more they would want, like to tell people how good they are.
That's their ad?
It was at one point.
Latitude Commercial. We're doing our best.
That's
We
why I
may
had
not be
Steve-
the best.
Steve brought the mug in today, so that's
I
our
did. That's made me
today.
think of it. A little.
There's our free ad.
advertisement.
No, turn it the other way so they could see it.
Oh.
There you go.
Whoa. You got to write a check, man.
Whoa.
That'll be $5.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a lot.
want that mug turned around?
And Steve accepts
cash.
Bitcoin. So.
I do. Yes.
All right. What's our first ad? What do we got?
Let's start with our premier sponsor.
Pow.
And we just got this. Pow.
Pow.
Powering America. They are our premier sponsor. Season 5 is powered by our premier sponsor, Powering America.
Pow.
Pow. With the explosive growth of renewable energy in America today, call Powering America to meet your needs. For renewable energy in your home or office, including electric vehicle chargers and solar power solutions, trust the electrical professionals of Powering America.
Pow.
Visit poweringnorthwestindiana.org. Thank you, Powering America, for helping us out every single season.
Pow.
Pow.
Wow, you
That's
made
a
it
tough act to follow.
You got all emotional
Yeah,
at the
that's
end.
tough.
You started tearing up.
They are our premier sponsorship. You should get a little emotional for them.
No, I'm with
Next
you.
sponsor is Calumet Brewery. Let's get the new year started with the Michelob Ultra. Ultra has only 2.6 carbs. Phil watches his carbs,
I
so
do.
that's important.
Very closely.
And 95 calories, so it is sure to keep your resolutions in check while continuing to be one of the fastest growing brands nationally and in the region. Take your resolutions to the next level and try an organic light lager with only 2.5 carbs and 85 calories. Ultra Pure Gold is brewed for your healthy lifestyle. Check out calbrew.com or Calbrew's Facebook page for brand info and giveaways. Cheers with beers.
So as emotional as Steve's was is about as cold as yours was.
It was amazing.
Brett's out.
I
Brett's
was
out.
getting excited about beer.
I mean, that was pretty that was rough.
Wondering why we didn't open that whiskey over there too.
So this is why
We
Aaron's
should.
been on 3 times and you're just making it in.
Brett's like, cheers with beers.
He was putting the punctuation in the wrong spot. Cheers with
At
beers.
Kyle's Brewery Facebook.
With beers?
Comma,
I'm run.
Question mark.
question mark.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Steak.
Phil, do this one in your best voice you have. Let's try these in a.
Listen, I'm not doing it Tom's way. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay.
He has his own style for this one, but Grizzolia's Concrete. Grizzolia's Concrete was voted number 1 in the Times Best of the Region 2020 and 2021. Grizzolia's Concrete specializes in all of your concrete projects, and they have been using the original cement finish in the California style since 1972 and also offers stamped and colored concrete. Call now, 219-659-4127, POW, to get your project lined up for the spring.
Yikes.
Boom.
I don't think we say pow then.
Sunday. Is that not part of this one?
All right, who else is up?
Next, it's you, Steve. Oh, you don't have
I
it?
have one of the first.
They're all
Yeah,
messed
the
up
first
now.
half.
We don't know.
The second ads, we're going to have to be making them up because the pages are all messed up now.
Okay, Tortillas Nueva Leon is a gold standard of Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nueva Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
All right, what do we got? One
Is that
more?
you,
One
Vesma?
more. I'm gonna do
No.
it. I'm gonna do it in Brett McDermott style. Try Electronics wants to be. No, I'm just kidding. Try Electronics wants to be your complete communications provider. Try Electronics has been a leader in this industry for more than 55 years. They are dedicated to assisting our clients with their systems integration needs. Try Electronics has the expertise and experience to provide superior results for a wide variety of projects. For more information, call Try Electronics today at 800-722-6793.
Those are our ads. Thank you to
that was pretty
all
good,
of our
guys.
sponsors.
Yeah.
I think we
including
did
our
better
premier
than
sponsor.
some of the other people that have been in this room. I'm not going to say their names, but it rhymes with Jom and Jevin.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we've done better.
Speaking of Jom, check out this picture. I'm going to throw this up. When Tom comes back on Tuesday, he's going to look a little bit different, and here it is. Whoa. Head shaved. Bald.
Yeah.
Get in on
awesome.
that. Can I zoom in on that?
For those that don't know or
He's
aren't
such
familiar with this,
an extreme widow's peak.
I have that too. That's a McDermott thing.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I wouldn't say, huh, Brett?
well, you got to give him credit, obviously, for the cause. Max Moore obviously has a form of cancer. I believe they said the acronym was LCH, but it was way too hard to say the whole word, the technical term. But unfortunately, this little kid who I met yesterday for the first time, I swear on everything holy, I've never seen a smile on a kid like what this kid had yesterday. And to know what he's going through, because it's some sort of disease where it causes tumors to form. Mm-hmm. And this kid's not even 2 years old. I think he turns 2 March 17th or somewhere around there. Anyhow, he and his family obviously need some help. Tom obviously took up the cause, and every year he likes to have his head shaved and raise as much money as possible. I don't know that he's raised more than this.
We agree. I think this might be the biggest so far.
I think so. And then, by the way, the money hasn't stopped coming in. For everybody who's on LockPod right now, please go on his page. You can go on Tom McDermott page. I think you go on the Mayor McDermott page. You can go on my page, because I know I shared it too. There's a GoFundMe account for Max Moore. And you won't feel bad about donating money for this cause, because this kid is one of the best kids I ever met in my life. And to see the smile that he had based on what he's been going through,
Right.
It's
That's
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, I watched the Go Live video, and you could just tell he was smiling the whole
cutie
time.
pie.
Yeah. He had a blast shaving the head, too. It was great. So, yeah, you can go to
And a
GoFundMe.
fine job.
Type in Max Moore, Moor. It'll come right up. And I think the initial goal was set for $10,000. And you can see as of yesterday that big fake check. It's over $15,000 right now. So that's incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
please
can
donate.
do more.
We can. Good call, Lindsay.
Absolutely.
Come on, people. You're watching, LockPod right now. How did the viewership just go up to 107 that quick? Why are we?
Probably from
We're rock and
reading
roll,
that
100.
ad.
I'm not even kidding. All
Clear
this,
115. We're rocking
it
and
went
rolling.
up from 60 to 140. What is going? There's some.
You notice ever since I read
What
that
did you
ad.
guys do?
They heard about Brett's reading skills, and they're like, "We got
we
to
gotta
tune
hear
in
this.
for the second round of ads to see
Yep.
if this is true or not."
Now all the new donations are going to come in. We're
gotta
going to
lock
break a
them in.
record there.
That's crazy.
That's cool. So then the next thing we have coming up is 290, right?
Oh, we got to
Yeah.
talk 219 Day. This is tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
Nice.
Oh, my
Tomorrow.
gosh.
It is
All right.
tomorrow. I
What's
can't
going
go.
on
I
this
got
year?
That's
work.
Oh,
This year.
funny you should ask, Brett.
Got a car this year? Or?
There's no car this year. That turned out to be a big debacle.
But it was fun.
Let's give away a car.
That was my idea of giving away a car.
No wonder your signatures are being challenged.
Yes. We implemented it. And it was great. We had a car. We had it all dressed up as the 219 Day vehicle. And then somebody won it, which is, everything went according to plan until we had to transfer the title over to the new person and the person that won it. And as it turned out, we never transferred the title from the old owner, and it just became this big mess. And Kevin Smith, Corporation Counsel, said we'll never, ever do that again. That was the last time it'll ever happen. But nonetheless, 219 days tomorrow.
Yes.
Super excited. Obviously, last Lock Pod, you had an interview. You guys interviewed the lead singer of Boston, Tommy DiCarlo.
Yes.
And
amazing guest. One of my favorites that we've had on this show. What a class act and a great guy. So I'm really looking forward to the show.
Wouldn't you agree that if you have the lead singer of a band, you essentially have the band? I mean, yes, the guitar will be played different, the drums will be, but when you're hearing the same voice as to me, you have Boston tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I know we got to be careful. We can only say, you can't say that because it's technically just the lead singer, but you're basically hearing Boston. I don't care what anybody says.
You're hearing the music of Boston tomorrow and the music of Journey.
I might get Lockpot sued. This could be the last show ever.
Please don't.
Rudy Cardenas of American Idol
Cardenas, yes.
will be performing Journey hits tomorrow.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And by the way, we have every year we come up with some sort of game or something to when people show up to have some fun with. We've done human foosball in the past.
That was a blast.
That was one of the best we've had, where you were like a human ball where you jumped into the target on I don't even know. It was crazy. But this year we created our own arcade. And we're bringing back all the old games. You got the Miss Pac-Man, the Froggers, the Zaxxons, Dance Dance Revolution. Brett, that's right up your alley.
DDR.
Right?
No.
Yes.
If I have a couple drinks in me. It is.
Yeah. We'll get a couple White Claws in you
Let's go.
to loosen you up a little bit. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then you got Riviera Maya is the food vendor this year.
Okay.
I have to be careful, right? Because they're not paying for an ad right now, right, Steve? So I got to...
Well,
We
I'll
could
follow up
toss
with them.
them
I'll follow
yeah.
up with
Can
them.
I hype them up a little
you
bit?
can
I
hype
mean,
them up. You
they
can hype
have
them
good
up.
food. It's going to be, you're going to have some great food tomorrow. And then one of my favorites, I think I was, intimately involved with bringing meads to the 219 Day event because I love meads. I'm not sure why you guys are snickering right now.
Intimately involved.
Intimately
What does that
involved
mean?
with some mead.
Let's just say
I said no one else knows what a mead is. So.
nobody else wanted meads,
He's
but
just
I said
hanging out
we're
in
having
a
them.
vat of honey
Beads?
and yeast.
Bees?
Beads.
Bees? Bees?
Beads are next year, Steve.
Yeah.
You just gave us a great idea. No, we've had, for the last few years, we've had Misbehaving Meads come in from Valparaiso. And this year, this is a region event. Yes, it's in Hammond, but really we're celebrating all things region. So we like to mix it up and go to different places. So this year we have Manic Meadery from Crown Point coming in. So they're going to bring their style of meadery. A mead, by the way, for people that don't know, it's wine, but it has to be made with at least 50% honey. That's the difference. But they're very strong and they're delicious.
Well, there's always good alcohol. There's always good beer. There's always good food. This is one of the because it's not a fundraiser. It's a party. It is a straight up party.
Celebrating everything that has to do with 2 and 9.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in the past, I don't know what they have for sure this year, but there's tattoo booths and there's
Popcorn.
Yeah, there's all
What
kinds
times
of
it
pictures
start?
with rats.
This one is 6 to 11. 6 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Tomorrow, free,
At the
21 and
Hammond
over.
Civic Center. Yep.
Yep. Good
Cool.
call. And there's always, by the way, they always have 18th Street Brewery, Byway Brewery, Three Floyds. They're always, have some sort of one of their beers, if not multiple. So,
Do you guys have a favorite game? You said you like Dance Dance Revolution. Do you have a favorite game of the list of games?
Dance Dance Revolution.
That's yours,
Lindsay's
Lindsay?
too?
Oh, I when I used to go, remember, oh God, what's it called? It was where the that whole strip mall with the Starbucks and the Home Goods and in Highland, they used to have that like mini golf course and the go-karts and like an
Golf
arcade.
Center.
Yeah, that place.
Right.
I used to go there all the time and play DDR only. And Chase and Dad would always go and use the driving range, but that was way before the Lost Marsh existed. But
Dance Dance Revolution
I'm
is
a
going to be there.
big-
tomorrow?
It's going to be there.
fan
It's
of
on the
Dance
list. I
Dance
think I have the
Revolution.
list.
Wow.
But,
Are
Steve,
you going to do it?
I work.
Oh, okay.
Steve,
that's a
I'm you're asking the question about the
Yeah.
game. I'm virtually unbeatable at Miss Pac-Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Virtually.
virtually unbeatable.
So there's going to be a row of vintage arcade game kind of thing? Is that the idea?
It should be like one area. It's almost going
That's
to be
cool.
like it's a little built-in arcade. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And you're saying Miss Pac-Man's going to be there, and you are on the leaderboard.
I would say I'm going to be one of the
Wow.
top dogs.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you want to challenge me tomorrow,
It's funny, John. I was pretty good at Miss Pac-Man too.
Here we go.
Care to make this interesting, Phil Taylor?
Phil's favorite hobby.
What do we have here?
A little gambling.
Little
Let's
showdown.
why don't we make this a little interesting? You can you should throw it out. Throw it out to everybody. If you can be, because I'll just be one of your challengers. If you are the self-proclaimed king of Miss Pac-Man. By the way, when's the last time you played Miss Pac-Man?
That's not important right now, Steve. Okay.
Were you 12?
And here it is, a Miss Pac-Man tournament. We will fill you in next Tuesday on who wins.
Yeah, no, let's do it. If anybody wants to challenge me tomorrow, I'll be right. I might have a few drinks in me, and that could
Meads.
alter.
A few
meads and beads.
Should I get a poll going? Who's going to win the Miss Pac-Man?
Yeah,
Okay.
Phil, or you could take the field. It's either Phil or the field. And I have
So
a
if
feeling.
one person beats you tomorrow.
Well, yeah, but I have a feeling because the viewership for Lockpod loves me so much that they're all going to vote for me.
I have a feeling you're
Weren't
not
you
going to win
being
this, but
like
let's see.
cyberbullied
not.
in the chat like a half hour ago?
Well, first of all, I'm going to answer this survey when it comes up too, so it won't be.
I don't know if that's
100%
legal.
Phil.
I'm supposed to mention there have been some technical difficulties with getting the online shop up. But if anybody is interested in purchasing shirts, they can go to the Hammond Civic Center starting at 9 a.m. today to purchase in person, and shirts are $20 each. Also, exclusive 219-day hoodies are available. And by the way, the logo this year, I think Tom's talked about this, and Kevin, right, on Lockpod too. But
I noticed this when I was driving, and I was like, something in this logo looks very familiar.
right?
Yeah, let me pull that up.
Let me vote real quick on this. We know.
He accidentally hit Steve.
I'm getting one vote. I
Oh, it
promise.
wasn't an accident.
There's the logo.
That's
So
great.
there's something very familiar.
Yes, that is your father's Mustang.
My father's midlife crisis. Yes.
Yes, very clearly.
You think it was a midlife thing?
Oh yeah, for sure. He bought 2 cars.
We all talked about it, but we waited. We talked about it behind his back, like most adults would do.
Well, he's my father, so I
You
can
could say it up front. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he could fire the rest of
He
us. so.
can't like stop being friends with me. I'm stuck with him forever.
Cool
He's
logo.
stuck with me.
Well, I mean, what's he going to do if Brett says something? Get mad at him and not invite him as a guest on the show because he
He's
doesn't
already
do that
done
anyhow. So, Brett, you've got nothing to lose. Say whatever you feel like saying.
All right, here are the results. We're going to close this thing down.
That was a quick vote.
An overwhelming, almost 70% say Phil is going to win.
Oh boy!
Look at that.
I
People,
voted for you, Steve.
Thank you,
as
Lindsay.
much as some of you beat me up, I love all of you. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, let's make this come. We'll do a little event tomorrow night. We'll publicize. Anybody who wants to come watch, maybe we'll set a time right before maybe the concert. Maybe right before the concert, we'll have a little time. We'll have a little showdown and see who wins.
What if we can turn it into like a little fundraising for Max too?
Oh,
that'd be
great.
cool.
You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
can vote, and we'll have a prize or something for people that are voting, but all the money that gets donated goes to Max.
That'd be great.
Let's do something like that.
I like
man.
that. That's good.
That'd be
Okay.
fun.
Is it legal for them to bet on you guys? We'll play like one game and
I don't know.
Well,
have
because
to
they
ask
won't,
donation.
they won't win money.
check with Kevin.
And John will tell you.
Yeah, check with the
Kevin.
lawyer first.
No,
Everyone
that's not
throw a
allowed.
buck in to bet on
I'll just
you
be
or-
Kevin. No, that's not allowed.
You are sitting in a seat.
I am. Yes.
That is like Kevin to a T.
No.
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 Well, you
No.
know.
I don't know about
defer.
that. You know, it really depends on everything. If you take this and that and all the Miss Pac, whether she's wearing a bow, whether I don't really know about this. We're gonna have to look into this and let you know, Phil.
One of my favorite parts of Lockpod is watching Kevin's face when Tom says something.
Anything.
Yes. You see Kevin just kind of going, oh my God.
I think my dad is solely responsible for like Kevin's blood pressure like raising on a
sure.
regular basis for sure.
And John will tell you, by the way, when I say there's going to be a prize at the end of it, you have no chance of getting it.
Oh, for
Wow.
sure.
Remember on Lockpod, I gave away a Byway Brewery card, and it took me, I think, 6 months before we actually. I think it was still sitting here last time I looked, but anyhow.
You still haven't gotten it to the
No,
person?
it was here. I'm assuming you guys gave it to the person that somebody from Lockpod sent it off because I brought it here on one of your shows. But nonetheless,
That's funny.
Well, I kind of remember another bet you guys had. If you wanted to talk about that,
which one
What
are
if-
we referring to?
didn't you have a little bet in Vegas
Oh,
I guess
my
not.
gosh.
Oh,
You know, I'm
you're
starting
talking
to think that Phil may have a gambling problem.
You think?
Starting?
That's for another time.
There's another
little
poll.
bit.
Does Phil have a gambling problem?
Oh, wait. I feel, John, I have a better idea for this poll because maybe we can finally settle this little quarrel that we've had for, 20 years, 19, 20 years?
It's been around that time.
That
yeah.
we've had. This is like
We still disagree to this day.
We still do. And I still probably, I'll tell you what, why don't we tell everybody real quickly what it is, and then they can vote, and
we'll let the listeners decide.
If chat loves you, then they'll vote for you. But
What happened?
All right.
listen,
Go ahead, Steve. You want to start? But I got to be able to chime in because you're going to give a very jaded view of this bet. I know how this works.
I'll keep it very basic.
Yes,
Okay,
give us
go
the
ahead.
nutshell.
This is the
version.
early internet, right? So like 20 years ago, it was kind of hard to get coupons and stuff like that. So I was, when we were broke at that time, I printed off a coupon from Harrah's, and it was like a free buffet, right? It's like a $14.95 free buffet. So I printed off this coupon. Well, when I printed it off, for whatever reason, it printed off like 2 inches by 2 inches, like
Yes.
this coupon. I mean, this coupon is like literally you can't even read it. It just says
It was like this big. It was this big.
there's no barcode. It's like it just says you can kind of read Harrah's and $14.95 free buffet. That's
It
about
looked like if you bought a Barbie and it came with like fake
like a movie theater
furniture
ticket.
and coupons.
Yes.
That's how small this thing was.
But we were the same way we always are. We bet on everything. So I happen to have these with me, and we were giving these out. And I go, I have this, this little coupon that didn't print out too well. And I said, Phil, this will make actually an interesting bet. I'll tell you what. I will bet you that you cannot get them to accept this coupon, okay, and this little 2x2 coupon and get the free meal. And that was the bet. I don't know what it was, probably $20, something like that.
Yep.
And I'll bet you that you cannot get them to accept this coupon. And then this is what happened with Phil.
So then I take it from here. I accept the bet. I accept the terms. We walk up to the Harrah's lady, and I tell her, I said, Miss, I'm so sorry. I washed this coupon in my jeans, and it shrunk. Or I put it, I said I'll put it in the dryer or something, whatever it was. And I go, it shrunk, but can you accept it? And her first response was like, oh, no, I don't, sir. I don't think I could take that. And I just, of course, I'm not going to give up. I have a bet on this, right? And I'm like, but miss, it's not my fault. It shrunk, but if you look at it, it's still, it's still the coupon or whatever. And eventually she accepted it.
Whoa.
How did she accept it? What were the exact words? Because I remember the exact words that you told me.
So this is the
20
disagreement.
years ago, you remember the exact words?
So,
Yes.
so I got the discount, right? She gave me the free buffet or whatever the coupon was. She accepted it. But what Steve is going to contend is that she didn't accept the coupon. She said, you know what? He's going to say, I'm not going to take the coupon, but I'll give you the discount or something like that.
That's what you told me she said. She goes, I can't accept this one, but I happen to have another one here in the register. I'll scan this one for you, so you get the free. So
I don't know that she said I can't accept it. I think maybe she said,
here we go.
I happen to have another one, or, whatever. But the point was,
So she had another one, and she scanned that coupon.
maybe.
All right. Yeah, this is
I
a
don't
poll
know. I
for
don't
sure.
So let's-
We're going to let chat decide here.
Let's see.
But I got the discount. I did not
You
pay
did.
for my buffet, right?
You did get
That I won.
But the bet wasn't that you can get a free buffet. The bet was that you can get them to accept this coupon, which you did not do.
I have a feeling you're going to lose this poll too, Steve.
I have a feeling I might, but I'm just saying this is the bet, and maybe we can accept this. If it turns out my way, we can accept it, and then
I think anybody out there is going to say, look, if he didn't pay $20 for the buffet, he wins. That's what I think they
Poll
should.
is up. Vote now. This is going to settle a 20-year conflict rift between Steve and Phil. We're going to let chat decide.
while we're doing this,
What
while
if
you
it's
guys
50-50?
Yes.
while you guys are doing this, can we talk about one other thing while people are voting here, if anyone is voting? And then I wanted to say that the Hammond Police Department is hiring. This is the first time in over 8 years that we have accepted applications, straight up applications from anybody, not like an emergency hire or something like that. Over 8 years is the last time we've done it. Wow. So just wanted to get that out to everyone. Please, if you know anybody that would like to be a police officer, share it, let them know. Go to our Hammond Police book police department Facebook page. Get that out there. Let them know. We'd love to see them. We'd like a huge turnout for working for a great department. So
isn't kind of the Hammond PD? I know I'm biased. I get it. I work for the city too. But isn't Hammond PD kind of known for being one of the better police departments in Northwest Indiana, if not all of Indiana?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as training and equipment, and we have any equipment that you can imagine. We have unbelievable time off. We have incredible sick leave policy. Our pension is top notch, along with all the best ones in Indiana. It's really great.
Steve, who would be a better cop, Brett or myself? I mean,
Let's see.
Why are you looking away?
I was wondering if John or John and Lindsay in this too, because John and Lindsay would both make better cops.
Thanks, Steve.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Definitely not.
All right.
I would not make a good cop. I'm too nice. I'm like,
we need nice. Come on.
I know. I feel like I would pull somebody over and they'd be like, I'm just having a really bad day. And I'd be like, yeah, okay.
I've had those.
You would be like that. Yeah. I understand.
I've had a bad day once.
What's the best, Steve? What's the best? Let everybody in. This will make LockPod worth watching today. What's the best way what should we say to the police officers so that they don't write us that ticket? What is it?
I'm sorry that I did not. I'm sorry that I did that, and I won't do it again.
Really?
That's it?
Huh.
That's really the best way. Is that because if you try to lie, or you try to do anything like that, you're just working yourself into a ticket.
There you
so
go.
You just be honest and say yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I won't do it again. It was my fault, and move on.
So Lindsay's saying, I've had a rough day. It's not going to tug at your heartstrings at all.
Well, that's good too. I mean, that's good too. But it depends. That depends on the officer. Every officer will be a little bit different. That works with me. I was always a softie. Some guys don't really care about that. But if they don't care about that, they're also not going to care that you said, I'm sorry. So
I might be completely making this up, and be honest. But would it be easier to let a female off from a ticket than a man? I mean, do you feel a little bit more sorry for a female, or no? Do you treat everybody right across the board equally?
I don't know. I really
know the truth.
He's
not
hesitating.
I think I'll pull a Kevin here. I've treated everyone the same. Everyone was equal depending on the circumstances.
All right, I am going to show the results of this poll.
Okay.
Because everyone wants to know what's going on.
Come on, chat.
I kid
Come on,
you
chat.
not.
Come in with me.
This was 50-50 for the longest time.
Oh.
But here is what happened in the end. The results are 53% Steve.
What?
Oh, wow.
Steve
What is wrong with you people?
53
Thank you, chat. I love
by
you.
the narrowest of margins.
I got the discount.
Now, Phil, you could say this is a fake poll. You could also say that if you want.
Claim it's fake news.
You know what? Because everybody voted that I'll beat him in Miss Pac-Man, I'm going to let it go.
Okay.
I'm going to let this one go.
All right.
By the way, we're getting to the end of the show here, aren't
Thank
we,
you,
John?
Charles.
Is it-
Yeah, and there's something I want to talk about.
Okay.
And I don't even know if you guys are aware of this.
Okay.
I'm gonna show this screenshot. So last night, everyone, we got together on Zoom to show prep because the weather was bad. We didn't get together in person, and I had to take a screenshot of this show prep on Zoom for a specific reason. I want to tell you. Let me put this up. All right.
Let them see if they
here's-
notice anything.
Here's
I
the
like your
four of
door,
us.
Phil.
Here's the four of us on Zoom.
Oh, and Brett has a cool door too.
That's exactly what I want to talk about.
Gave it away.
Oh,
You-
sorry.
look
I haven't
behind-
seen this picture before.
Look behind Phil and look behind Brett. They've got these. Is it safe to say these are barn doors in your house?
Sliding barn doors.
Sure, John. It's a barn door.
Okay.
There's actually sheep and goats behind it.
Did you guys
They're
get
called
together
barn
and
doors.
design?
Plan this?
Is this a thing? Do people have these in their houses?
Called white
farmhouse
person
living,
rustic.
John. Farmhouse
White
living.
person rustic.
I've only seen those in white people's houses. Period. Like that just seems like a very, I don't know, like that rustic feel.
Well,
To
that-
me, it seems like a South County kind of more affluent vibe.
I know I see them in like nicer houses for sure. Like they're like,
Okay.
I don't know.
So Phil's trying to bring
Fancy.
this trend to North County.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
I think anybody who's renovating their home now, that's what Kelly and I did. We put a lot of money into our basement and we renovated it. And obviously, I don't know. I think you're trying to come up with making your space look cooler and more modern.
But it doesn't latch or anything, right? It just kind of slides around.
Slides.
Well, not cool or modern. It looks like it's from 1800 though.
Well, that's what makes it cool. It's like
Oh.
a retro.
I like that it's been
Yeah.
like fashionably distressed. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I've seen
All right.
fashionably distressed barn doors for sure.
Like a Pottery Barn door.
Yeah, Pottery Barn.
Pottery Barn.
That is Pottery Barn
Like a
right there.
Bed Bath and Beyond kind
No.
of. No, not at all.
No.
Well, like Brett said, this is called Farmhouse Rustic. Is that what it's called?
Sounds
Yes.
good.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Farmhouse rustic.
living.
I love it. Farmhouse living.
From farm
But you guys
to
don't
wall.
even know how, like, you don't even live on a farm. Like,
I live in the South.
The
you
South
live
County.
in, like,
That's
South
does
County.
not
That's not
count.
the South.
My grandpa had a farm in Couts. I went there many, many times when I was younger, and so now I'm qualified.
Did you help milk cows?
I did not. He didn't have any cows.
I can't see you as.
Did not.
Chat has blown up about this barn door thing.
Really?
Matter of fact, deals are being made in chat. Like John Bowditch like says, I install these in rehabs. Joe Sinclair is like, I need 2 installed. Hit me up, John. I mean, you guys are creating a local economy here that didn't exist prior to this show.
I think
a little equal, like an economy right here.
I would
love it.
say that
Podcast.
Brett and I are influencers,
For
right?
sure.
I mean, if we talk, people are going to be listening.
You're a trendsetter.
We're gonna have
People
to get rid
just
of these
wanna
doors,
be
though.
Brett.
Once people start doing it, we don't want it to go too mainstream. So
Agreed.
Wait,
Right.
I just want to
We'll
know
talk.
who installed the barn door first, because I
Right.
feel like the second person copied the
Yep.
first, and I'm
Don't
fairly
let them get
certain-
between us, Brett.
I think Brett
was
had
first.
it first.
It's been there about 3 years.
My basement was redone last year. It was one of those
So
COVID.
Phil is copying Brett. So Brett
To be
is the
fair, he
real
hasn't come
influencer.
over.
I was gonna say to copy, like Brett's got to invite me over one day, and that's never happened. So that would be hard to do. No, I think
Cool.
Look, I think people like them. So
They like them. Hey, let's wrap up. I think we have a couple more ads, and then
Yeah.
we'll finish off with 1 or 2 more things.
I
All
don't
right.
have any ad papers.
Oh, is
so-
that? Are we
oh.
done with ads?
No, we didn't do part 2. All right, I'll start off. We got to go quick though, right?
Yeah, bro.
Okay. Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outside patio. Brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private event like weddings, reunions, and corporate parties. We are conveniently located just off of 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu.
Misprint Printing. Misprint specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and within budget. Misprint's experience and technology allows for them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing and sign solutions you can count on. Rick Baltenberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana for over 30 years. Misprint has 2 convenient locations in Munster and in Hammond, and they make these wonderful metal business cards.
Brett won't read one anymore.
Too
We
much
gave him
pressure.
so much grief. He
Aw,
won't do it.
there's
No, this
Tim.
Poor
is
Brett.
you've done work with these guys, and
I have. Executive Suite Squared. Executive Suite Squared, commonly known as ES2, is a first-class executive office environment located on 8094 at Kennedy Avenue. ES2 offers flexible membership plans that provide the privacy of a dedicated, fully furnished offices with 24/7 secured access, so no matter how big or small your business may be, they can accommodate the way you work. For more information on their basic or private office membership packages, or to rent one of their state-of-the-art conference rooms, call them at 219-844-2901 or visit them at executivesuites2.com.
you guys were made for radio.
Weren't we?
Challenger Learning Center. Challenger. I can't even read it now.
I think
Challenger-
you need to go to Challenger.
Challenger
Learning.
just pulled their ads for next show.
Challenger will be hosting summer camp sessions this June and July for students entering kindergarten through 6th grades. Space is limited for these camps, and they fill up quickly. Scholarships are also available. For more information and to register, visit clcnwi.com or call 219-989-3250.
Pow!
Boom.
Pow.
Fantastic.
Hey, Brett, what does the Challenger Learning Center do? What do they have there?
Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
I know they have space and they have Valentine's. They have Valentine's Day. This thing happened, and they have a summer camp coming up.
My son
pretty
is
soon. They have a lot of
enrolled for the
space
summer
stuff.
camp, by the way.
Nice.
Carter will be there.
Nice.
Guys, this was fun.
It was
This
fun.
is a good time. Thanks for
Glad
coming
you
in,
guys
Brett.
invited me. I don't know if it
First
was
time
Tom
ever.
or if it was you guys. Or
Do
so
you think we
we'll
should have
give
done a
you credit.
poll? We can't now, but we should have done a poll. Do you think Tom will ever have Brett on when Tom's actually here? I think the answer is no.
I like working with you guys better anyway. So.
Thanks, Brett. Appreciate
Oh,
that.
by the way, we forgot. Brett brought this up last night. What's Monday?
Yes.
Somebody's got a birthday coming up.
What?
What?
Is it a big
Lindsay
one? Is it
Cam.
Lindsay.
You guys remember.
Happy birthday,
Birthday,
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Lindsay's
Guess
turning
how
the
old
big
I am.
29.
29.
No.
3-0, isn't it?
I'm 30.
Whoa.
Big one.
Oh.
Man.
Yup.
Okay.
Wow, the big
I'm
3-0.
officially ancient.
No, it's actually, from my perspective, it's 40 where everything starts breaking down.
Oh,
So
okay.
you've
That's
got
when
some
the
time.
warranty
That's fair.
ends.
You're
Most
good.
of us don't
Yeah,
know about
okay.
that yet, Phil.
You wouldn't someday.
One day.
Thank you guys,
Yeah, really.
everybody. Steve, Brett, John, Lindsay. Great show. Good times. I think even though we didn't talk politics, we had some fun today and enlightened some people about some things.
I
Barn
believe
doors
so. Thank you
especially.
to Chat for solving this ancient bet
That's BS.
and
You won by
finally putting it to rest.
3%.
Finally putting it to rest.
No, I'm still agreeing to disagree, but that's fine.
Thank you guys, and see you at 219.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Scares me.